of Nagarjuna. Opening parenthesis. Mahaprajnaparamitasastra. Etienne Lamotte. Composed by the Bodhisattva Nagarjuna and translated by the Tripitaka Dharmakaya Kumarajiva of the land of Kucha. Under the later scene. Translated from the French. By Galongma Karma Migmi Chodron. Chapter XII. Unhindered Mind. Text of the sutra commented on in this chapter. A pratihata sita adhimatraksanti samanvagata yathatmyavataranakusalai. These bodhisattvas had a mind without obstacles. They were endowed with utmost patience. They excelled in saving appropriately. 22. A pratihata chitta. Sutra. Their mind had no obstacles. Sastra. How is their mind unhindered? I. In respect to all people, enemies, relatives or neutral ones, their impartiality is complete. E. This impartiality is extended to beings of all the universes. They feel no hostility if someone comes to torment them. They feel no joy if they are honored in many ways. A stanza says, they have no attachment towards the Buddha or the bodhisattvas. They have no hostility towards heretics or bad people. This purity of mind is called a pratyatachita. E. Finally, their mind is without obstacles in regard to dharmas. Question. But these bodhisattvas have not attained Buddhahood and do not yet possess omniscience. Why does their mind not encounter obstacles in regard to the dharmas? Answer. Having attained immense pure wisdom, their mind is free of obstacles with regard to dharmas. Question. But since they have not reached Buddhahood, they cannot possess immense wisdom. Since they retain a residue of fetters, they cannot have pure wisdom. Answer. The bodhisattvas in question here are not the bodhisattvas with fleshly body, who are bound to actions and limited to the threefold world. All of them have acquired the sovereignty of the dharmakaya and transcended old age, sickness and death. Out of compassion for beings, they dwell in the universes, move about in and adorn the Buddha fields and convert beings. Having acquired sovereignty, they wish to become Buddha and to succeed therein. Question. If the bodhisattvas of the dharmakaya are no different from the Buddha, why are they called bodhisattva? Why do they serve the Buddha and listen to his teaching? If they are different from the Buddha, how do they possess the immense and pure knowledge? Answer. Although they have attained the dharmakaya and transcended old age, sickness and death, they differ slightly from the Buddha. They are like the moon of the 14th day, which we wonder whether it is full or not. Thus the bodhisattvas have not yet become truly Buddha, although they act as Buddha and preach the Dharma. The Buddha himself is like the moon of the 15th day, which is undeniably full. Furthermore, there are two types of immense purity. The first is limited, but those who cannot measure it call it immense. This is, for example, the number of drops of water in the ocean, or the number of grains of sand in the sands of the Ganges. Unable to evaluate it, people describe it as immense. But for the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, there is no limited immensity. The immense and pure wisdom of the Bodhisattvas is unlimited. For gods, humans, Sravakas and Pratyeka Buddhas, the wisdom that cannot be measured is called immense wisdom, but the Bodhisattvas, at the moment they find the path of non-arising, cut through the fetters and acquire pure wisdom. Question. If it is at this moment that they cut through the fetters, what do they still have to cut through when they become Buddha? Answer. Purity is of two types. I. At the moment when they become Buddha, they expel the bonds and obtain real purity completely. E. At the moment when they cast off the fleshly body and acquire the dharmakaya, they simply break the bonds. This is the lesser purity. It is like a lamp that chases away the shadows and fulfills its role, but there is a more powerful lamp that shines still more brightly. For the cutting of the fetters, it is the same for the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. The fetters that are broken in the bodhisattvas may be described as broken, but in comparison with those that are broken in the Buddhas, they have not completely disappeared. This is what is called the immense and pure wisdom by virtue of which the bodhisattvas have an unhindered mind towards all dharmas. 23. Adhimatraxanti Samanvagata. Sutra. They were endowed with utmost patience. Sastra. Question. We have already discussed the patience of equanimity and the patience with respect to dharmas. Why does the sutra say again that the bodhisattvas are endowed with utmost patience? Answer. The increase of the two patiences you have just mentioned is called utmost patience. Moreover, the patience of equanimity may be held by beings. The patience consonant with the Dharma is the patience relating to profound dharmas. The increase of these two patiences realizes the patience relating to non-arising. During his last fleshly existence, the bodhisattva contemplates the Buddhas of the 10 directions and their emanations. He is seated in space opposite them. This is what is called endowed with utmost patience. It is like in the Sravaka system where the increase of heat is called summit and the increase of summit is called patience. They are not distinct dharmas but merely 3 different degrees of one and the same thing. Thus it is the same for the utmost patience and the patience of equanimity, which constitute different degrees of the same patience. Furthermore, there are 2 kinds of patience. The patience towards beings and the patience towards dharmas. The patience towards beings relates to beings. If beings as numerous as the sands of the Ganges persecute you in every way, you do not feel any anger. If they honor you and pay homage to you in every way, you experience no joy. Moreover, you know that beings have no beginning. If they have no beginning, they have no causes and conditions. If